5.6 covers cluster networking and includes the following benchmarks: enabling VPC flow logs and internode visibility, ensuring the use of VPC native clusters, ensuring master authorized networks is enabled, ensuring clusters are created with private endpoint enabled and public access disabled, ensuring clusters are created with private nodes, considering firewalling GKE worker nodes, ensuring network policy is enabled and set as appropriate, and ensuring use of Google managed SSL certificates. You definitely want to enable VPC flow logs and internode visibility to make sure you're collecting detailed audit logs, especially in case you ever need to perform a forensic investigation. You also want to create alias IPs for the node network CEDAR range so that you can configure IP-based policies and firewalling for pods. Clusters using alias IPs are called VPC native clusters, and they have a few advantages, including allowing the networking layer to perform anti-spoofing checks and allowing firewall controls for pods to be applied separately from their nodes. Master authorized networks should be enabled to restrict access to the cluster's control plane or master endpoint to only an allow list of authorized IPs. You set this restriction by specifying an authorized network. This will help you block outsider and insider attacks, but you'll want to make sure you're not blocking legitimate traffic. You want to disable access to the Kubernetes API from outside the node if it's not required, of course. Although Kubernetes API requires an authorized token to perform sensitive actions, a vulnerability could expose the Kubernetes API publicly with unrestricted access. Also, an attacker may be able to identify the current cluster and Kubernetes API version to see if it's vulnerable to an attack. If access is disabled, the attacker would be required to be on the master's VPC network to perform any attack on the Kubernetes API. You'll also want to disable public IP addresses for cluster nodes so that they only have private IP addresses. This will force attackers to obtain local network access before attempting to compromise Kubernetes hosts. And always use firewalls to restrict traffic. This will reduce your attack surface and protect you against network-based attacks.